Holy cow, I went through some crap there. Sorry about that to have you guys waiting. Wouldn't let me get on here. How is everybody? Yeah, it's snowing like crazy here too. Can y'all hear me? All right, Patty Allen said, yeah, can now. Okay. Yeah, that was crazy how that went on, man. We're going to wait for some people to jump on here. Going to go over a few things. Do a giveaway here at the end. Been a rough day. Snowing like crazy now. Can't wait for that stuff to stop. I'm ready for that open water fishing, which we're going to get into a little bit. Staying cozy next to the fireplace. Yeah, that's the right thing to do right now. How you doing, buddy? Nice to see you, 70 MPG. Ben, how you doing? Just fishing with Bob Mack. Hey, how you doing? Might be going Sunday. I think I'm going Sunday as well. Make sure everybody hits that thumbs up and let's go. Yeah, make sure everybody hits up that thumbs up and let's go for sure. We're going to talk about a few things here. Let's just, the first thing I kind of want to talk about, let's get right into, I've got a new jig maker. I'm not going to throw his name out there, but I'm going to throw the name of the company. He's going to be a new sponsor on my list. He makes, if you were at the seminar, you've seen his jigs yourself. He's coming up with new ideas and new colors as I'm giving them to him. He's making them. So anybody that can make a color, because, you know, when it comes to crappie fishing and pan fishing and perch fishing and when it comes to fishing in general, I know my fish, right? So, and I'm good at it because I'm consistent and I target the heck out of every fish I fish for. Hey, how you doing? Meldon's Outdoors. Or Medlin's Outdoors, sorry. How you doing, Peter? But yeah, the fish I target. What's up, Craig? How you doing, buddy? When I target a fish, I really put in a lot of time and effort. So I learn those fish real well, and I learn color patterns, and I learn what they want. So I can talk to this guy and say, hey, this is the jig I want you to make me. And he sends it to me, or he meets right up with me, I should say, gives me these jigs. And he's an amazing guy. I'm going to be adding him to the sponsors list. They're going to be available for you guys as well. Right on my Sparrs Outdoors page. As soon as I get the pictures up, they'll be available. Let's just keep talking about this for a second. They're going to be called Banger Jig Company, okay? Banger Jig Company, and they're going to be awesome. I'm telling you guys that right now. And the reason that he came up with the name Banger is because they bang a lot of fish, and I proved that already. So they're going to be available on Sparrs Outdoors on Facebook. If you're not on my Facebook page, Sparrs Outdoors, make sure you go add yourself, and I will accept the invite or the request, I should say. Banger hand tied jigs. Yes, Banger hand tied jigs. Sorry, they're hand tied, so they're going to be called Banger hand tied jigs. So that's how that's going to go. As soon as I get some pictures, I'm going to post them. We're going to discuss prices and stuff like that. I'm going to talk to Nick after this live feed's over. And we're going to get those available for you guys to use this spring. Even right now, fishing on Harson's Island, I caught big crappies on there. So I sent Nick a picture with one of his jigs right down a crappie's mouth. And it's a great jig. Now, another jig company I'm going to talk about. I told you guys before, hold on one second. John Latham's messaging me. Yeah, hold on one quick second. You guys heard me talk about them before. I will get back to your guys' chat here soon. I haven't found. Okay, so let me talk about this company. I dropped Widowmakers, you guys know, for the time being, and I'm not going to get into too many details of why, but I'm working with a great company. They're called Undertow Jig Company. Their tungstens are absolutely amazing, and I'm going to show you guys how I tie my loop knot here. But either way, I want to show you a couple of their jigs first. Look at these tungstens here. I'm telling you what, These tungstens are absolutely amazing, and they're baitless. You don't have to put bait on there, but I always tip them with a thumping plastic. But look at that, the detail they put into these things. Okay, all right, that's just one of them. Let me show you a couple of them here. The jawbreakers. I'm telling you what, these things right here, I've caught numerous. Here, let me hold it by the hook here. I've caught numerous fish on these, and they've got them in so many different colors. There's the Wonder Bread. Okay. And I still don't know all the names for all of these jigs, but Undertow Bait Company, go check those guys out. And they're great for using spring. I'm actually going to catch walleyes on these things, believe it or not. I'm going to. But I dropped one. But they're great to use in the spring. They're great for use for ice fishing. They're great for use in pond. Wherever you fish for panfish, they're great to use. So Undertow Jig Company, if you have not given them a like on Instagram or Facebook, go do so. Check them out. They put a lot of time and effort into making their jigs. I mean, you can see these things are made like, it's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. They're baitless jigs. You don't have to put no bait on there. But like I said, I tip them with the thump them. They also work if you tip one spike on there. But I'll show you one more here and we'll get to talking. But there's so many different choices you can choose from on these jigs, okay? So check them out, Undertow Jig Company. I'm going to fully promote them. They are going to be my go-to tungsten. So it's Undertow. It's Undertow Jigs on Facebook and Instagram. Undertow Bait Company. Just go check them out. Go check out Undertow Bait Company, and you'll find them on Instagram and Facebook. Pretty soon I'm going to start linking all the links to my sponsors in my videos. It's just a lot of work to do, and I already put a lot of work into my videos. But let's go right in. And this is the knot that I tie, and everybody's got their own way to tie their loop knot. But if you guys made it to my seminar, the ones who did, know I tie stuff very easily. And some of my tying techniques, it's just amazing how quick I can get something tied up. So my definition of loop knot, I've already got my 4-pound tester here, so it's going to be kind of hard for you guys to see. But there's the jig. There's my 4-pound test, okay? So my loop knot, I'm going to show you guys this. That way you guys that are watching can see this. You just take it and you wrap the line 3 times, okay? And I'm going to explain why you want this loop knot. You wrap that 3 times and you kind of pull it tight to where that knot's up there a little ways, okay? Pull it down just a little bit. You want it to be sitting right about there, all right? And then you just do 2 more quick overhand knots. 1, pull it tight. 2, pull it tight, okay? So I'll cut that tag end off, and it's tight. It ain't going nowhere, so cut that off there. So the reason I tie that knot, dropped it. The reason I tie that knot is so you don't have to use a snap swivel, right? Because if you tie direct to your hook, which I'll just go ahead and do that. I'll just go ahead and I'll snap this off real quick. Okay, so 4-pound test breaks pretty easily. So I'll show you what happens when you tie direct right to your hook. Just tie I'm just going to tie any type of knot real quick. I'm just going to do a quick knot. But when you slide it all the way down to the eyelet of your hook, no matter what you use. Okay, just going to do this quick. All right. So yeah, the jig's setting on there, right? Now, jig setting on there. You can already, you jig it a few times, and you guys know once this line, you get a couple fish on it, you can see as I pull this down, it's going to stay straight. But, okay, start getting a few fish on there, kinking it up a little bit. When you start to jig it, you're going to get a lot of twists. See what it's doing is doing that back and forth stuff. You don't want that. You do not want that back and forth at all. Okay, and it'll settle down, but you jig it, and she'll start wobbling back and forth, back and forth. Now that loop knot takes care of that, wipes it right out. That's why I tie that loop knot, and I snapped that jig off again. But that's the last knot I'm going to show you anyway. But the reason I tie that loop knot so you don't sit there and spin in the water. You can jig that jig all you want, and it's going to maybe once or twice and set right in place. So that's why I use that loop knot. We're going to go over a few different things tonight. So I'm however long it is. But this right here, I'm going to tell you right now, when you're going to Harson's Island, a lot of you guys are right now, when you're going to Harson's Island, everybody knows I'm using plastics when I'm over there, right? And I'm using thumb foam plastics. That's what I use. So this color, pull out the pic here, it's the Baby Hornet. It's the 1-inch wax wiggler. This color right here has been my go-to, and you can see it's got the fleck and stuff in there. And that has been my go-to, and I'm gonna show you what I do with this, okay? I'll take it and I'll break it. I'll break the first couple little circles off there, right? But I save that because I'll use that. Now, I'm gonna grab this jig here. So after you break the first couple off, because they're being real finicky right now, the fish over there are real finicky because they're highly pressured. So they're really finicky. The bite's finicky. The bites, when they bite, they're not hammering it. They're just barely picking away at it. So when I run that on these jigs, I'm running it so it's just like that, okay? That way, and you can see naturally, just holding it, just a little bit of hand movement just gives it a ton of action in that tail, okay? So you jig it, it really gets going, right? So they're coming up and they're grabbing that whole bait and they're inhaling it. That color has been my go-to, but I'll tell you what, my son's been using pink. I've used that wax wiggler and the ice spike. I've used them in multiple colors, including black. They've all worked. Thumb foam plastics, they're amazing. If you don't have none, they are now available at Jay's Marine Hardware in the 3.75 for jigging walleye. The ice baits aren't there, but you can get a hold of Dan himself at Thumb Foam Plastics and let him know that I sent you, and he'll hook you up. He makes ice pucks. He makes it all, and you can just pick and choose whatever ones you want. Dan will help you out, and he will get you set up on some of those ice baits if he still has any left. I'm sure he has some. I know he's into the walleye baits right now, filling orders because walleye jigging's going on heavily right now. Adam from Jay's Marine, my sponsor, Jay's Marine, he went out and he pounded the heck out of them. They got 18 walleyes, a whitefish, and a coho yesterday. So it's time. Now, my wife, she's smart. You know, my wife's a lot smarter than me. Yeah, you can, Jay's now stocks the walleye jigs. And there's Dan right there. He's got plenty. So if you need some for Harson's Island, the panfish plastics, get a hold of Dan, and he knows what I use, and he will just hook you up with what I use. Just say, hey, I want what Sean's using, and he already knows what he's gonna give you guys. So my wife's smart, so she brought me some paracord here to actually show you how I tie that loop knot. Okay, so I don't have nothing big enough to put this through the eye of, but either way, all I'm doing when I'm making that loop knot is I'm just imagine the hook being here. You guys can see this a lot better. So you wrap it 3 times, okay, and you bring it through, and you pull it, and you cinch that knot down until it stops right about there, okay? This is how I'm going to do my loop knot. And then just one more time, pull it down, one more time, pull it down. And obviously with fishing line, you're not going to have them big gaps. But you can see, we could play tug of war on that sucker all day. But that right there, it's almost like you're using a snap swivel, but you're not. That jig sets there, you jig it, and it might do this once or twice, but it's going to stay there. That loop knot means everything when it comes down to, yeah, Mom, most women are smarter than men. That's why, you know, we're doing crazy stuff all the time, and you guys are the ones telling us not to. So I will agree that women are smarter than men when it comes to a lot of things. I'm just going to be honest with you. But the loop knot, I can't stress enough, if you're going to go pan fishing or perch fishing, use your loop knot. Use it. It's gonna help your success. It's gonna make your success go way up. Your jig ain't sitting there spinning. How many times have you guys looked down an ice fishing hole? And this happens through the spring too. They're not just doing it under the ice, but how many times have you been looking down your ice fishing hole and you got your spoon or you got your tungsten and it's sitting there spinning and fish are coming up and they're looking at it and they're just tapping it with their nose, right? That's what they're doing. When that bait's not doing that circle and is naturally doing that drop, they're coming in looking at it and they don't even think twice, they just grab it. Okay, that's the difference. Your success rate goes up tying the loop knot. Trust me. No snaps, no barrels, not even those little circle snaps, never made for spoons. They will work on a spoon, but when you're fishing for panfish or a finicky fish as it is, use those loop knots. that's the best thing I can give you. I'm going to look at a few comments here. Let's see here. Let's go back up a little ways. All right. I could have been a coat hanger, but I'm sure you get the point there. Fishing with Bobby Mack, and what size jig? 1 in 30 seconds or less for casting for them crappies? Hey, that all depends, Peter. That or PGeter. I always get your name messed up. That all depends. 1 in 30 seconds is a great size to use. I've caught crappies from anything tiny up to a 1/4 ounce. So it depends. It all depends. Okay, it's Pete. Okay. So it all depends what jig size. That's just how it goes. I'm lagging here. I can hear it on your phone. Okay. All right. So what I'm saying is coming up on her phone and on this computer at different things. So it's messing with me, guys, and I'm sorry about that. But jig size does matter. Yes, it does, but it all depends on where you're fishing, what the weather conditions are, the current, even if you're fishing in a creek or a ditch like Harson's Island, whatever way the wind blows switches up that current, so it all depends. But yeah, the smaller the jig, in my opinion, the smaller the jig on a finicky bite, the better it's going to be. We're using all the way down to 1 millimeter tungstens, 1 millimeter tungstens with a small piece of plastic on there to get these fish. So, and then there's other days you can go over there with a 5 millimeter and pound on them. So it all depends. It all depends. That 1 in 30 second is a damn good one to have, and you always want to have it in your arsenal for sure. As I said, Nick Barrett's going to have some of those crappie jigs available. They're going to be killer. I'm going to make some videos catching fish on those. The Banger hand-tied jigs. They're going to be awesome. And Robert asked where Jay's is located. Jay's is located right down toward the mouth of Black River, right before the fish cleaning station, across from Desmond, that big blue building with all the boats. They're right straight across the road, right on the Black River. They actually have where you can pull up with your boat, get off, and come in and get your fishing tackle and your boat needs. Or you can pull around, come right into the front door. It's an awesome place. So, yeah, Robert, Jay's is located right in Port Huron, right on the Black River. You can Google it and then just hit directions. It'll take you right there. But they're located right there on the Black River, just to the west of the fish cleaning station right there. So that's where Jay's is located. Yeah, this weather is stupid. It is stupid, Mom. Robert Adams said, I've been using 4 millimeter. You're in Petoskey, Mike says. You guys are way northeast of me. Yeah, we're pretty far northeast of you. Been using a 4 millimeter. Guess I'll be switching to 3 millimeter. Yeah, the smaller the profile right now, the better the bite. It's because of the pressure. Dan, drive safe, buddy. Drive safe. I know what you're talking about now. Okay, Robert, I'm glad. Perfect. Awesome. Yep, I sponsor those guys. They're an amazing bait shop, and they never steer you wrong. They always give you the honest. They hold great minnows. They 99.9% of the time they have emerald shiners in. So I'm not telling you where they're getting their minnows from because that would be wrong of me, but they're getting emerald shiners shipped to them. And they're good minnows. So Mike, steelhead running. I have been fishing. Still have been running. Mike says, still haven't been running. I've been fishing the board now. Plant, Betsy, and Traverse City. Yeah, all the steelhead this time of year they're heading up. They're heading up to spawn, obviously. Mill Creek's gonna have some fish in it right now. I know there's a few showing up out there for sure. Other YouTubers tell you they're not there, but there is fish at Ford Dam. There's steelhead there every year this time of year for the last 50 years, and there's fish there. There's fish by the Wadhams Bridge. You can catch steelhead there. Black River has steelhead in it right now. They're coming out of the Black River too as well, and back and forth. They're hitting that warm water. They like that warm water, right? So Black River pushes out a little bit of warmer water than what's out there, so they're hanging around that mouth, and that's why you usually catch them right by the water filtration plant and just south of the Black River from shore. the most. That's where you get most of your steelhead when you're fishing from shore in St. Clair River, right? And that's because of that warm water pushing out of there. But yes, they're definitely, the rivers are loading up. We don't have big steelhead runs in the rivers like they do on the west side, but we have a lot of steelhead that people don't know about that run up, drainage ditches and creeks to spawn, and that's been going on for 50 years. So the water levels are down. That might change things up a little bit. They're going to go to them creeks that are deeper. What they do is they'll head up Black River and they'll funnel off into the creeks and in the canal and up the creeks and stuff like that. And that's what steelhead do. April is when they're, I should say mid-March to the first week of April is when they're heading up real good to spawn. So 50s should be coming back. Yeah, the 50s. I hope them 50s come back, man. That was nice there for a couple days, but I hope the 50s come back without 30-mile-an-hour winds. That sucks. When you get a really gorgeous day and the winds are blowing like hell, it just ruins everything. Better hurry up. I want 70s. And Hallie says, yeah, what she's saying. Yeah, well, 70s, that's fine and dandy. That's walleye time. That's turkey time. That's also tick time. So going out in the woods turkey hunting, make sure you're preparing yourself for the ticks. Steelhead are also running inside the Pier Marquette outside of Ludington and the Pentwater River and North Branch and Pentwater. That's good, man. I'm glad to see. I've been seeing lots of posts of steelhead being caught. Grand River has some fish being caught in it right now, right there by the 6th Street Dam. Seen that too. Looks like the cold is here for the next week. Yeah, I've seen that. The lows in the night is real frigid. That ice that's still been holding on, it's going to get even safer. And there's a lot of fish there. There's crappies and perch and bluegills. And it's awesome fishing right now. So capitalize on it, guys. If you guys still got your ice fishing gear out, them canals by the raft there, they got fish. A little bit further south, Maya Marina there, Compass Point, I call it. That's what it used to be called. And the canal next to it, they're loaded with fish, perch and bluegills. So if you want to go ice fishing, you can still capitalize on that. And now's the time to do it within the next week. I'd wait till the snow kind of gets off the ice. Let that kind of, when that sun comes out, let it melt, and then it will refreeze overnight, right? So it'll add some thickness to that ice. A couple guys went through. Just be safe. But the ice is still good there. I wouldn't say good for everybody to go, but if you know what you're doing, you can get on that ice, period. Water is super, super dirty today. That's good, though. We needed the water to flip a little bit, okay? Obviously, when the water gets dirty, it warms things up a little bit, and it pushes a lot of new stuff off the bottoms in for them fish to feed on. And a lot of people complain about the dirty water, but that dirty water don't mean nothing to me. Dirty water, can it make fishing worse? Yes, but it can also make it some of the best fishing you've ever had. But thanks for the report. I'm glad to know that the water did turn dirty today. That's a good thing, actually, in my opinion. I'm too old to take the chance. Yeah, if you really, is it worth risking going out on the ice to catch perch and bluegills when you can catch them from shore? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. And you guys heard me talking about it. We'll get into the whole fishing report thing during fishing report time. I'm getting off track here. Let's get in. I'm going to do a turkey chair giveaway again today. And I want to talk a little bit about, or tonight I should say, I want to talk a little bit about the turkey stuff here. Fat Dog Outdoors has yet again come through with a glass call that's going to have my logo on it, and I cannot wait to see it. I haven't got to see it yet, and when I see it, when I get it in my hands, I'm going to take their calls. I'm going to make videos of it so you guys can see it. I've got a discount code for all my viewers to use that are turkey hunters to use on those Sparrs Outdoors calls through Fat Dog Outdoors. So go give them a like on Facebook. Go give them a like on Instagram. Definitely, you guys are going to want the calls. Sound great. I sanded the one down a little bit. I got even better sounds out of it. I can't wait to get the other call in my hand. They are going to be available to you guys with a discount code. So you're going to get a percentage off of the calls, and they're already priced very reasonable. And I'd put those calls right up against any of the top name brands. I'm not going to start blasting brands out, but I've got a lot of turkey calls. When I say I got a lot of turkey calls, I'm talking I've got 30 or 40 turkey calls, okay? And these guys put them to shame, okay? As you know, I'm going to throw one name out there. Woodhaven calls are very high dollar. You'll spend $150 for one of their great calls, right? Well, these calls are just as great, and you're going to get them at a fraction of that price with a discount code. So that's good to you guys. And I cannot wait to get that call in my hands and make that video for you guys. Nice video, dude. I need to go clear snow. Have a great night. And, yeah, be safe out there. Clear that snow out. Thanks, Medlin's Outdoors, for watching. Be safe. And thanks for clearing some snow for everybody. You know, I got some buddies out with plows right now, helping people out, and you guys, thanks a lot. You know, that helps a lot of people out. This is supposed to be our last winter blast. I'm looking out the window right now and I'm seeing them treetops tipping, and it's not looking good. You know, just before this, everything was starting to look springish. The red-winged blackbirds were out. You could hear them just calling in my last video. I got a video I'm going to be posting up. I got a video I got to post though of the outdoor ram I went to. I went to Big Buck Night. I got that on film. I've got torn rotator cuffs. Actually, my wife's probably going to comment on this. They're more than torn. My rotator cuffs was actually separated. I'm supposed to have surgery on them for the last 5 years. Last 6 or 7 years. I don't know. It's been a long time. When it was just a tear, then it went to a big tear, and now they've pulled apart. So I'm in a lot of pain. When I lift my arms up, it hurts. But there were some Marines at the Outdoorama, and they were punching their army bag, which goes up to 900. And I said, I bet you I can outdo you. And I threw one in there, guys. I threw 2 in there, and I beat them both. I beat them both times. So that's cool. That's gonna be featured on that video. It was pretty fun. And they're like, hey man, did you box before? I said, no, I didn't. And I did, you know, and used to, back when I was in shape, and I got this big gut I'm trying to figure out how to lose. Back when I was in good shape, again, me being the smarter one, I already had taken care of. Thank you, Holly. My wife's great. Love her to death. But yeah, Holly's told me to get my arm taken care of, guys. She's been on my ass about that for a very long time, and I'm probably going to do it right after turkey season. But I threw a punch at that bag, and you guys will see it. I did pretty damn good for having separated rotator cuff. But I used to do the MMA training and hardcore, and I used to do the MMA, and I used to do the boxing. I did it all, so I know how to throw a punch. And the Marines just kind of looked at me like, "What in the heck?" And then my brother kind of snitched me out, and he's like, "Yeah, he has." But it was a fun time. The outdoor ammo was a fun time. There was barely any fishing vendors. The ones that were there, I'm going to say it right now, they sucked anyway. The only good person that was there that I'd say was halfway decent was Frank's Great Outdoors, which some of them other plastic dealers are just using their products anyways. We're not going to get into that, but there was not very many good fishing vendors at all there. It was mostly siding and stuff for your house, which it is what it is, but I was expecting more hunting and fishing vendors. So I was kind of disappointed, but I got the first segment of Big Buck Night, and man, there were some hogs. Almost 200-inch buck, actually, which I'm going to post that video tomorrow. It's 58 minutes long or something like that, or 54, but it's a great video. Watch it. I will and do. He needs someone to keep him in line. I do need someone to keep me in line. And when I met Holly, okay, I knew from the start that she would be someone that would keep me on the right track and not let me skip off. And a lot of people that know me for a long time know that I've never been into drugs or alcohol, but I used to be into, if you snapped off at the mouth, I'd take care of it right then and there. And I didn't take nothing from nobody. And I used to be kind of a wild guy. I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to sit here and lie to you guys. And I'm actually going to do a video about what's happened to me through my whole hunting and fishing. I'm going to call it a career. Okay. My whole hunting and fishing life, whatever you want to call it. I'm going to do a video on that. Hopefully I'm going to have John Borkovich, a retired conservation officer. He has the book, Wildlife on Patrol, Wildlife 911 on Patrol in the Eyes of Conservation Officer John Borkovich. Good buddy of mine. Going to have him on here pretty soon, and that's what I'm going to talk about. What's went on with me. He was a big influence in my life. But either way, that's a different topic, different story. But anyways, I used to be a wild child, you know, and my mom was on here, and she knows I used to be the wild child. She'll always tell everybody he's my craziest son. Well, I used to be, you know. I still won't take much if I don't have to, but I try to avoid all conflict if necessary. And most of the time, it's just a smile and me walking away situation anymore because I'm getting too old for that. So Holly does a great job keeping you in line. Mike, my buddy Mike's on here. She does do a great job with keeping me in line. Mike, as you know, when I start getting riled up, she's like, "Hey, settle down," and I'm like, "All right." Not many people can do that with me, and she's the only one that's ever been able to. So, and that's another reason I love her so much. Love her to death. I'd be in jail a long time ago probably from a stupid fight because some idiot popped off at the mouth. You're still crazy in the wild one, Mom. I always will be. I always will be a little bit wild, but I'm fun. And who's the most fun in the family? Me. I bring the whole party when I come. I don't just bring the potato salad shit. I bring the whole party when I come, and you know it. It's fun. I make things fun. But let's get back into talking about line. Okay, I had a guy the other day say, "Well, what line are you using?" It's crazy. It's crazy. I'll tell you. It's crazy when you start making YouTube videos and you start meeting new people, and then people you don't recognize come up and say, "Hey, how you doing? What line are you using? What bait are you using? What everything down to the line." Okay, here's some cheap 4-pound test sold at Dunham's right now. It's in a bin on clearance, $5.99, and you get you get 2,960 yards, a 4-pound test. That'll last you a couple of years fishing over there on Harson's Island. And you're probably wondering, well, why ain't that high visibility? The high visibility line I use when I'm dock fishing, when I'm sight fishing, and when I'm ice fishing. Okay, so I can see that line kink up. When you're fishing with a bobber, you really don't need to see that line kink up, right? Because you're watching that bobber. So that's the difference. Okay, this is my open water cast out with a bobber stuff. The high visibility line is my ice fishing, fishing off docks when you need to see that line move left or right or kink up. That's the difference. And two of the oldest ones gave me a run for my money. Yeah, we did give you a run for your money. We still do. My damn beard's all over the place here. Kind of making me mad, guys. Get mad at my damn beard here. It's all over the place. But yes, the banger hand-tied jigs are going to be available on Sparrs Outdoors. If you want merch, get on there and order now. Now's the time to order the shirts, the mugs, the koozies, the hoodies, the hats, whatever you guys want. Let us know immediately because we don't want to get swamped with it all at once. We need time. We've got some pre-made already. She made up, I think, 10 shirts, a couple hoodies, some hats. I know some people wanted them. Get on the Sparrs Outdoors page and comment what you want, or I'm going to forget that you said anything. So go on Sparrs Outdoors on Facebook, comment on that post, and I'll get you what you need. Thank you, Pat. Well, would Pat say up here? Talon. That's the way you have to treat everything and walk away. It is, Pat. That's exactly right. I just walk away anymore. I'll walk away and smile and smirk, and they're just like, "Man, this guy's crazy. He's just walking away after all that stuff we just said." And I'm the bigger person at that point in time, right? Now, if they approach me or come up from behind me, then that's a different ball game. That's a different ball game because that is warranted, right? But unless somebody physically touches me, we're not getting into a fight. To myself, I think I changed a lot for the better, and I'm a great guy, and I love to help people out, and I just don't like people being ignorant to me, or to my friends, or to my sponsors. Be ignorant to my sponsors, then you're messing with me. I want to talk about the John Latham Customs, and if you guys haven't seen, he made that Spar special, right? And it's going to be available. It's going to be available at Jay's Marine, okay? That's where it's going to be available, at Jay's Marine, or you can get a hold of John himself. That's the only spot you're going to get them. Jay's Marine and John Latham himself. So if you want that Rapala, come on, let's talk fishing. Yeah, we're talking fishing, John. If you want those John Latham Sparrs specials that I posted, and he's also posted, that's where you're going to be able to get them. Get a hold of John Latham himself, and he'll tell you where to go, or Jay, or John will get them to you, or Jay's Marine is where they're going to be available. When they're available, they're drying. They are not ready right now. I know a lot of you guys have been wondering. They're painted, they're ready, but they're not ready to be put out in the stores yet. I don't even own one personally yet, and I'm pretty sure I'm going to be the first one to have that. Never know, though. Somebody else might have it before I do, but I'm going to have them, obviously. John Latham Custom Rapalas, Lure Horror is what his company is. If you have not liked any of his stuff, or you can see John Latham post all the time at he'll post on Hook One. He'll post at all the bait shops down there. I can't even think straight right now, but he's at Hook One, Dipnet, Anglers Point, I believe he's at. He's all over the place. give John Latham a like and a follow, and check out his Rapalas. He is not just a painter; he is an artist, hands down. And walleye whipping's coming up. Yes, Pat, he will do anything. He will paint any hard bait there is, and his bass baits are like no other. My son's huge into bass fishing, and he nails it. He nails it. He nails any color. His paint. He's like I said, he's an artist. He's an absolute artist. So let's get into some fishing that's going on right now. Like I said, they were pounding walleyes out in the river. My buddy Adam right there from Jay's Marine, he was pounding. 18 fish, whitefish, and a coho. A couple of my other buddies caught their 3-man limit in no time south of Black River. Adam was a little bit farther north. They're all over the place right now. Nice fish. And let's talk about presentation on those. Water temperature is cold. Move everything slow. Talked about this before. You don't want to be sitting there jigging. Just move it nice and easy, steady. Tipping it with a minnow right now does help. You don't have to. I've mentioned this before. One thing I want to get clear to everybody. Baits, the color means a lot. Jig head, the color means nothing. I can prove that. And if you say the jig head color does mean something, the color means something to the fisherman. The jig head color is for the fisherman, not the fish. The body of the bait, that's a different story. But the jig head color, the actual 1 ounce jig head color, or 3/8 or 1/4 ounce if you're casting, the jig head color, I will use plain lead. I will use orange or green or black or blue or tricolor. It don't matter. UV. It don't matter. Jig head color is for the fisherman, not the fish. 100%. And there's other guys saying, oh, no, you have to have that certain color jig head. No, you absolutely do not. The body of the bait is what matters. Okay. Rapala color matters. You know, that's why the Latham's work so good. He's got it down to a science, to a perfect science, because he's a hell of a fisherman himself. He whips like no other. And hand line, you name it. When it comes to pulling those Rapalas, Latham's the best. And that's why he's such a good painter, because he knows what's going to work. Michael, straight minnow, no plastic is good. Yeah, you can run a straight minnow with no plastic, absolutely. And in this cold water, that's a good technique right there. Just using that straight minnow with zero plastic at all is a great technique. And there's other days you can go out there with just a plastic with no minnow and pound them, even in this cold water temps. But right now you want to have them in your boat because that water temperature is freezing still. It's absolutely freezing. I got a jig head challenge for you then. In my spot at the reservoir. Okay, Dan, I'll take that jig head challenge. Jig head color does not matter. It does. I will argue this all day. I've proved it time and time and time again. And what's the best color? Are you talking about in a plastic for jigging, or are you talking about in a Rapala, Pat? Or Robert, I should say. What are you talking about there, Robert? Are you talking about Rapala or plastics? I'm just going to give you the answer for both. We'll paint anything you need, Pat. There you go. Like I said, John will paint anything you need. Just get a hold of him. And he's an artist. He'll paint anything you want. Now, I was wondering about what colors in the jig box you gave me. Message me after, John. I've given so many jig boxes away, I don't remember exactly what was in there. Okay? I'm going to be honest with you. With the plastics, that all depends on watercolor. That all depends on the night. You know, Thumpum plastics, I have never found on any night any of them that didn't work. But if I had to have one color for all time water clarity, I'm gonna go with something purple. Purple and natural. Purple with maybe like a clear belly and some glitter. Dan's got tons of them. Like everything he's got's got that natural look to it, right? So Thumpum plastics, check them out, go through their colors. But if I had to pick one color, it's going to have purple in it. For sure, hands down, when I'm jigging, it's going to have purple in it. If I had to pick one color. Now, there's nights that I'll do great on odd colors, too, you know. There's nights, the blue color, you know, the blue ice, that's everybody's go-to, right? Mine's the purple. You know, it's just, if I had to pick one color, it's going to be purple, and that's going to be Rapala or plastic for jigging walleyes. If I had to pick one, Robert Adams says Pimp Daddy. Pimp Daddy is a good color. It is a good color. That chartreuse helps out a lot. It's a very good color. But if I had to pick one color, it's going to be a natural purple. Absolutely, absolutely. The Rainbow Smelt by Thumpum would be my go-to for any watercolor and productive on catching fish. Now, when it comes to John Latham's, any color you throw at them, they're going to keep eating. I promise you, until the paint's gone, and they'll still hit it, and that's been proven. And it takes a long time for that paint to be gone. I'm talking hundreds of walleyes on one lure, hundreds. Okay, hundreds. I've got lures that I've caught multiple hundreds and still catch fish on that John Latham Custom Rapala. So when you're talking color, it depends on water clarity, depth, because as you get deeper, water, it gets darker, obviously. Depends on if it's overcast, if it's sunny. I mean, everything plays a factor. Wind direction, believe it or not, plays. If you got north wind, you got the bottom of the water. It gets dirty from the bottom up. Okay, that's why sometimes you'll go down on a south wind and be like, man, it's dirty. Why is it dirty? Well, it blew all night north. Okay. And pushed that lake, pushed all that mud from the lake right into the river system. And yeah, when that south wind blows, it's still muddy, but it's muddy on the top, not the bottom. It gets dirty from the bottom up, okay? So as that north wind settles down, that south wind kicks in, all that mud starts rising to the top and flushing out of the system, okay? So it all plays factor in what color bait you're going to use, but jig head color does not make a difference, Dan. and we can go to the Holloway Reservoir. We can go wherever you want, and I'll put a lead head on. I'm going to use your plastics, but I'm going to put a lead head on, and I'm going to hammer it. Jig head color does not make a difference. I don't care what color jig head you got. It does not make a difference. The body of the bait makes the difference. Jig head color is for the fisherman, not the fish. And I'm just going to be honest. Yes, coho orange, absolutely. Orange and greens for the cohos, absolutely. Bronze backs, no doubt. No doubt, 70 miles per gallon. Steelhead pink, that's been a thing for years, is a steelhead love pink, right? But I proved in the boat time and time again, them greens and oranges work good. Blues. Pinks do work, don't get me wrong, but when you get like a green and orange together, it's a killer. Walleye purple, absolutely. Now, if you're casting, there's different techniques. See, now if you're casting twisters or the small 3-inch stump-ums, and if you're casting, turn that down, please. My wife just brought me down these lures that's caught. I'm going to show you these Lathams that have caught hundreds of walleyes, and I still haven't retired them, right? Here's one that's got teeth marks from hell all through it, right? And I'm going to show you something. The same exact lure, okay? Look at that one. See the paint coming off? And I've had this one for 3 years longer than I've had this one. So as you can see, the walleyes have tore this thing to shreds, and I will make a video catching my limit on this John Latham Custom Rapala, okay? I will make a damn good video catching fish on this, and it's this one. It's you can see here, it's got teeth marks all through it, right? Now, this has caught itself over 100 walleyes, and this has caught hundreds of walleyes, okay? Hundreds of walleyes. Absolutely pound fish on this still, and we'll continue to do so. This one, like I said, is years older than this one, and I'll put this one on before I put this one on. Might not make no sense to you guys, but it makes a lot of sense to me. Once they start hitting something, man, you don't change it. And like I said at my seminar, I'll tie up a lead, and I won't change it, And I have multiple. I can't tell you how many John Latham Customs I have, but I have a lot. Probably one of his top guys that run his colors. So when you're walleye whipping, when you're fishing offshore for walleyes with the river rods, you want Latham Customs. Absolutely. His pencil plugs, his Rapalas. If you're a bass fisherman, you're going to want his bass lures. Absolutely. No doubt. He painted me some spoons. I know he's not going to do that for everybody, but he painted me some spoons. Guarantee you I'm going to nail some fish on them. King's red? Absolutely not. I know Kings do hit red. Now, when it comes to king salmon fishing, it's the same thing. I'm running oranges, monkey pukes, which, Dan, by the way, I'm going to send you what that monkey puke is because you were asking me about it earlier this morning when I was on the phone with you. But, yeah, with the kings, oranges, greens, that all depends too, And sometimes you're fishing them kings real deep, especially on the west side, 200 feet down. So as you're that deep, them colors are totally different. You know what I mean? The alewife color, that's a real good color. The greens, the oranges, the pinks, the blues, the chartreuse, it's all different. we can. Purple is always good. Yes, Craig. Purple is always good. And you know me with jigging down at that boardwalk. And Craig and Mike Perch is on here. You guys know that I get it done down there on the wall and in the boat jigging. And I painted some of those spoons for Holly, not Sean. You did. You actually painted some of those spoons for Holly, not me. I remember that. Yeah, that's for sure. But yeah, Craig Buckheister and Mike Percher will tell you, and Mike, they're both great fishermen. When I'm down jigging on the boardwalk, that jig head color, a lot of times I'm running plain lead jig head. Well, what color head do you use? And I'm using plain lead, and I'm pulling in more fish than everybody down there because it's about the presentation and it's about the bait color. It's not about the head color. The head color don't mean nothing. I need a rainbow smelt deep diver. Oh man, that'd be a good one. Send John the color. I guarantee he can probably do it. But John's got his own color patterns. He's got 260 different color patterns. That's a lot of colors, and they all work, and they all work amazing. They're absolutely great, and I can't get over that enough of how good his Rapalas actually are, how good his baits are, his paint jobs, period, are. It's just amazing. And like I said, check out Undertow Tungstens. Give those guys a like, Undertow Jig Company. Let them know you're my subscriber. I'm sure they'll work something out with you. They got amazing deals on amazing products, and that's the tungstens that I use. They're my go-tos. You can check them out. I'm going to catch walleyes on those too. It's going to be a funny video. If you have not checked out Thump 'em Plastics, Dan said he's got ice baits available right now. You can get a hold of Dan at Thump 'em Plastics on Facebook. Make your order. And to get a hold of John Latham, message him directly. Or you can get his baits at Hook One, Dipnet, Angler's Point, and whatever else bait shops he deals with. I just deal directly with him or Jay's. I know he's going to have them in Jay's available. And I'm sure you guys are going to bombard Jay's, right? Because it's in Port Huron, and a lot of you guys in Port Huron want Latham's, and the closer they are to home, that's where you're going to go to get your baits, right? Like Dan put some Thump'ems in there today, and they were knocking them off the shelf pretty quick. So they are available. There is some 3.75 still available at Jay's Marine Hardware. If you don't have them, get there now and get them, because they ain't going to last. I'm thinking they're going to be gone by Sunday. And he's going to have another order coming in, though. I don't know when. I can't tell you that. But get there and get what you can now. His 6 of his hottest colors are in there right now. And if you don't have them in your arsenal, you better. Jigging's here. So, and if you don't have John Latham Customs in your arsenal, you better, because it's time. Get that box filled up. And amazing deals. I mean, the price of a Rapala that you go buy stock compared to getting something custom, it's phenomenal what John does. He's for the fishermen, hands down. So is Dan. They're for the fishermen. They're not out to get rich. They are for the fishermen, absolutely here to help us out. They are fishermen, so that's exactly why. So when you're trolling for steel, they say mostly in the top 20 feet. No. No, again, I've caught steelhead in 40 foot of water and 30 feet deep. I've caught steelhead in 120 foot of water, 70 feet down. I've caught steelhead in the first 5 feet, using a one color in 20 feet of water. I've caught steelhead. It depends. It depends on where the fish are, where the bait fish are. That's where them steelhead are going to hang out, and you got to be where the bait fish are for those, which that's going to be a whole different segment. I'm going to do a lot of trolling this year. It all depends. Where them bait fish are, where they're feeding is where they're going to set. Same thing with a walleye. Same thing with any fish. Wherever them bait fish are, that's where them fish are gonna be at. But guess what, guys? Guess what's coming up here that nobody's mentioned in a long time? And I do it every year, and I do good. Smelt. Okay? When season opens on the 20th, I'm going to have my net down, and I'm going to be pulling smelt, because guess what? They're already here. You can get them. You can get a few, but it's not legal to throw to basket nets right now. You got to use the dip net, which is crazy. I think it's stupid. If you can dip them with a hand net, why can't you throw a basket? It is what it is. It ain't like it was in the 80s when you go out there and take one dip and fill a 5-gallon bucket. You got to put some time in, but the smelt are coming, guys, and there's some here already. Just spitting them out of the walleye stomach. So what's that tell you? Fish will follow thermocline. It's all about temperature, and yeah, it is. It's all about the temperature. Absolutely, 100% hands down. Them fish set on that thermocline like no other. They're just like us. When it's hot, they want to get cooler. When it's cold, they want to stay warmer. That's just how it is. Especially in the heat of the summer. Yes, when it gets real hot outside, when it gets real hot, and you find that thermocline, or especially when if you find a thermocline along the scum line, there's always a scum line midsummer. You guys know this, that salmon fish. If you can find that thermocline by the scum line, get ready because your rods are going to be going nuts. That's for sure. Come on, thermoplastics. Get the plastic. Get the plastic melted. Yeah, we're gonna come up with a color here, and I'm gonna have Dan make it. He's probably not gonna want to make it, but he's gonna make it anyway because I'm gonna tell him he's gonna make it. Craig Buckheister, I know you're familiar with it, and John Latham, I know you're familiar with it. The monkey puke. Okay, if you make that in a plastic, Dan, I'm telling you right now. I am telling you right now, if you make that in a plastic, it's gonna be a walleye killer. A walleye killer, monkey puke. And that color you told me when you mixed them together, you come up with that color, you should have bagged them up and had them ready to go. I'll be the first one to try. I'll be the first one to pound over my limit on it. I'll release everything. I'll catch as many fish as I possibly can just to prove that. And a matter of a couple hours, monkey puke is a good color. It's a nasty looking, ugly color, and you wouldn't think it worked for anything, but monkey puke works. And Craig Buckheiser knows that color. John Latham knows that color. The guys, a lot of you guys on here probably know exactly what color I'm talking about. The Brahmer up and down, that does mean a lot. It does mean a lot. Do I worry about it? Do I watch it and say, oh, I'm not going to go fishing tonight because it's up or down? No, absolutely not. Because nights is not supposed to be good for fishing. I've had my best nights. So barometer does play a role in a lot of things, though. A lot of people believe in it. A lot of people don't. And that's just your personal preference. I'm going to fish. I love to fish, so I'm going to fish. And damn it, every time I go, I'm catching something. I promise you that. I've never got skunked. Never, ever have I got skunked going walleye fishing. Never one time have I ever got skunked. Okay? Never ever got skunked going salmon fishing. No, it's just, yeah. So, the barometer does play a factor, but I think people worry about that way too much. I think people use that more of an excuse when they don't catch fish. Oh, the barometer was too high, or oh, it was just too warm there, or the wind was from the wrong direction, or blah, 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 blah. They do have the lateral line and they are sensitive, yes. Yes, that's absolutely, everything you're saying is absolutely true. But back to the barometer thing, I don't play with it. I go fishing, and that's what I do. So let's get off the salmon topic. That's coming up in the spring, early spring. We'll get on them coves, which are starting to show up. Hey John, thanks for watching. If anybody needs to get a hold of John to get those Rapalas, just message him directly, and that's the way to do it. And pretty soon they'll be available at Jay's. I'll let you guys know when they're available at Jay's. Now, the turkey chair giveaways, let's get that going here in a few minutes. I've already talked about Fat Dog Outdoors. If you have not liked them, go like them. Their calls are going to be available to you. And next jigs here, the banger hand-tied jigs are going to be available on my Sparrs Outdoors page as well. I'm going to be adding Nick to the sponsors list. So his jigs are good enough to where I know they're going to work, and I'm not going to promote anything that don't work. So I'm going to put his jigs on here, his crappie jigs and panfish jigs, I should say. They're all hand-tied. I'm going to put him on the sponsors list because he deserves it, and he puts a lot of time and effort into them, and they work. I've already proved they work. So, and it's going to be a pleasure working with them for sure. Now for the giveaway, Mom, are you still here? Are you still here, Mom? Holly, do you want to do it? Come on. Mom, are you still on here? What? Yeah, go ahead. We're live, but go ahead. Okay, my son's out here wanting to talk, but he's gonna have to wait a few minutes. Do you tie your lead head same as your tungstens? No. Nope, I tie direct braid to my jig head. No leader line at all whatsoever. I tie direct. You feel more and your jig stays on longer. You get better action, tied direct with no barrel swivel and lead in between. Absolutely do not. Mom, you are still on here. So what I'm going to have you do is, what's your rod setup for walleye? Okay, real quick, Ryan. My rod setup for walleye is from shore is mine is a 7-foot, medium heavy, fast tip with a Runkle, Titan 2 3000 or the Runkle Bayless 3000 reel. You can go to runkle.com and you can get those reels, very reasonable price. And I took my CMARs off and they're a high dollar reel. I had the C4 Plus. I took those off and put Runkles on there. And I love those Runkle reels a lot better. And for rod, just get yourself a nice medium heavy with a fast tip. Sorry, excuse me, with a fast tip and you'll do okay. So, yeah, you do know that color. Yeah, the monkey puke, you definitely know that color. And I'm going to be talking to Dan about it here pretty soon. I got a collection of those actual Cardinal 4s. I use them exclusively for steelhead. I think they're great reels. They are. They are great reels. Things that have been made years ago and always work don't mean they ain't going to work now because they're old, right? Right. And the newer ones they come out with, they made them just like they did the older ones. The newer ones, not the 5 or 6 years ago ones, the absolute new ones, they're making them like they used to. So they're going to be good reels too, I'd assume. I'm not going to say anything on that because I don't own any. But yes, anything that worked a long time ago will still work. Yes, absolutely. So, Mom, I'm going to have you scroll back up to the top here, and I'm going to, let me see here. Give me a second, guys. So, let me take a look. Oh, I've seen that 70 MPG said them overhand knots were wild. Yeah, they are wild, but they work, don't they? Don't they? And there's no one to ever tell you they're not going to work. I'll do a video on that too for the people that didn't make it to my seminar. It'll blow your mind. You're welcome, Ryan. I hope that helps you out. So the giveaway, Mom. You know what, Mom? I'm sorry. I'm going to have to do this one myself, okay? I'm going to have to pick this one myself for sure. And I'm glad everybody that's on here is still on here. That's amazing, man. My friends are showing up on here. That's cool. We'll chat a little bit more. We'll shoot the shit, but let's just do this giveaway right now. And I'm just scrolling back on my screen here. And a lot of you guys have already won some of my giveaways, and a lot of you guys haven't. So let me just keep going here and see who I'm going to give this turkey chair away to. Let me see this turkey chair, hon. Can you give me that so I can show them what they're going to win? Whoever I pick, these turkey chairs here, they fold right up, okay? They got the Sparrs Outdoors logo on them. They got the zipper here that zips across. You can put your stuff in there, your few turkey calls, whatever. I always put a water in there. And I explained it before why I put water in there. I always have water, maybe a Pop-Tart, something in there along with the beef jerky stick, something like that. But somebody's going to win that chair right now. And I think I'm going to go with, let me see here. Denise Allen says she hasn't won anything. Yeah, there's quite a few people that haven't. But there's quite a few people that have. I do a lot of giveaways, so don't feel left out if you haven't won anything, because I'm sure sooner or later you're going to win. Absolutely. And we're going to start going back to who's sharing my stuff, who's watching my videos all the way through, who's putting my name out there, and who's helped my channel grow. We're going to start going back to that route after this giveaway right here. So you should count down 40 comments and give it to them. Well, let's just see. I had somebody in mind, Mom. And Hallie, come here. Let me whisper in your ear just to see if it's the right person.
Well, here, hold on. Why don't you write it down, because
okay,
you're live and people can
okay, I'm going to go down 40 comments and see who Mom was trying to give it to, but
I think that was random, but
okay, that's who I was going to give it to, okay? So let me scroll down 40 comments. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Oh, I lost count already. Hey, hon, can you come do this, please? Well, you're good at this technology shit, and I'm not. Sorry, guys. 1 second. Just go down 40 comments and let me see who it is. All right, hold on. Bear with me 1 second, guys. And Denise, I'm sorry you haven't won anything. But like I said, very easily could win. That's cool. You always help with the giveaways. My mom, I let her help with the giveaways a little bit. My mom used to be mad because she didn't win the giveaways. I'm like, Mom, you're my mom. If you want something, let me know and I'll give it to you. Hallie's counting down to 40 here, and we're going to see who it was. But, Mom, you're going to be disappointed if it ain't who I picked, so.
You ain't gonna believe it.
What?
Same person, swear.
Is it really?
Yeah. Have somebody else go down there and count.
Okay, somebody go down and count down. I want to show you my paper here. Go grab. I got it. Hold on 1 second. So I want you guys to count 40 comments down. Okay? I want you guys to count 40 comments down right now. Okay? And tell me who that person is. And I got it on the paper right here.
So here, what you should do is
Fold it up.
fold it up so that way they can
All right.
fold it up so that way they can see that you're not writing on it.
All right. So count down 40 people and see who that person is. John, you've already won. It ain't you. I'm trying to give away to people that haven't won yet. But you can. Hey, how you doing, Paul? Yeah. So I'm trying to give it away to the people that has not won anything yet. That way, everybody has a chance at winning something, you know. And then you guys will have the chances to win stuff again. I'm not gonna say you're never gonna win nothing again because you guys are gonna have lots of chances to win stuff again. Robert Adams says it's not him. Robert Adams. It is you, buddy. You're the 40th comment. You're the 40th comment. Mom said thump him. Holly just counted down 40.
I did.
And Dan ain't going to accept it anyway. Dan wouldn't accept it anyway.
Let me double count.
I can't get in his giveaways and he can't get in mine because people think we were cheating, right? So let's Holly check again. Either way, Robert Adams, you won. You won it, but let's hold on here. Is it Robert?
Yeah.
40 comments down is Robert. It is Robert. Pat counted Robert. Holly counted Robert. Mom, you miscounted. Okay, everybody else said Robert. And it's funny because I was gonna give it away and I wrote it down, all right? Mom, I can't leave anything up to you anymore. You got me shipping one all the way over to New Mexico. You got me shipping one to Chicago. Which that's great. I love that my fan club's everywhere. I love that. I love that so much. And the guys that are not local, thank you for watching and thank you for subscribing and thank you for being here to support my channel. And when I do the bigger giveaways, man, I hope you guys win those too. People that are the farthest away, that means a lot to me. My stuff's not just Michigan; it's going everywhere, and that's awesome. That means a whole bunch to me. And Holly's probably going to kick me in the you know what's here in a minute. But I think on my next giveaway, I'm going to give away a custom painted Rapala. What do you think about that, hon? What do you think?
You're not talking about a Latham, right? You're talking about one of the other customer painted Rapalas?
No. Okay, so maybe not a custom painted Rapala. My wife gets real greedy when it comes to those things, but you never know. I might throw one in there and she won't even know about it, right?
There's 8 in the center console, and there is 2 boxes upstairs, and there's 4 in this thing, and then there's, I think, 7 in that box.
Okay, so she knows every Latham I have right now. John, we got to talk, man. So my next giveaway we're going to do pretty soon, actually. I think I still have what, 4 or 5?
Something like that.
I have 4 or 5 turkey chairs to give away yet. I'm gonna be doing. I'm gonna be doing. It's that time of year again. I'm gonna start doing walleye jig box giveaways. Okay, but I gotta make sure I have the stuff and I'm not tapping too much into my personal stuff. I'm gonna go through with what I got. We're gonna do some more fishing giveaways. The turkey hunt chair, them are great. You can use them for fishing and you can use them for hunting. But I like to make things fun, so you never know what I'm gonna give away. So I really hope that everybody that hasn't won gets to win something. And Denise, just be ready because you could be the next. You never know. I just got one myself a week ago. Yeah, well, you got to do it now. Holly's you got to do it now. Dan said, what did Dan just say? Where'd it go? Where'd the comment go? Oh, let's scroll all the way up. Hold on. I'm missing this. I missed out. You guys are typing too damn much. All right. Where are we at here? What did Dan say? I can't see it now.
You got to do it now. Holly's vote is out. She's disqualified.
I gotta do it now. Holly's vote is out. She's disqualified. Hey, if I want to give away a John Latham, she ain't gonna hurt me too bad over it. What, baby? I don't see it. There's no comments there. So my next giveaway is gonna be, who knows? It's gonna be something cool though. It's gonna be something helpful. It's gonna be something beneficial to you guys. It's gonna be something to help you guys out. I got to run, everyone. It was very nice to meet you. What a great group of people. Hey, man, thanks for watching, and thanks for being here to support the channel. And hopefully we can link up sometime and rip some fish. I got a boat. Maybe we can get out and go do some salmon fishing together. I'm always looking for somebody to go trolling with. My wife, she's my partner, and she is full-blown pregnant right now. And the time of year where I start really getting into them fish, she's gonna be here with the baby a lot. So we can definitely get some fishing, man. Thanks for stopping by. I'd have to let you win. I'd have to let you win. Take it easy, not me. I'm disqualified, y'all. Yeah. So Dan and me, we made an agreement together that we can never win each other's giveaways. That's the only right thing to do. He's my sponsor, and I promote him, and he's a friend of mine. So it's what was he talking about?
I told him we'd fight in the parking lot.
Oh, they'd fight in the parking lot. Oh shit! I'm ready for some. I'm ready for some CAD. I'm ready for some CAD. I don't get it. Am I just dumb? I'm ready for some CAD. Some COD? Some CAD? Casting for walleye. Ah, yes. I'm ready for some casting too. Absolutely, am I ready for some casting? And if you haven't seen my video where I was casting for walleyes from the boat while they were whipping, go check that video out. You guys will love it. If you haven't seen my jigging the boardwalk with gummy worms video, go check that out. You guys will love that. If you haven't seen my video of jigging walleyes in the backyard, go check that out. You guys will love that. There's a lot of videos that if you guys haven't seen, go watch. You'll absolutely love when I first started. They're kind of gritty videos. I was new to it. I'm still new to it. I'm still learning. I'm still trying to figure this all out. But you guys are here to support me, and it might be rough, and it might be tough, and it might be gritty, but you know what? I'm bringing badass content. I'm going to keep doing that. And would Craig say good luck with the chair, Robert? Yeah, he'll have some good luck with that chair, man. When it comes from the Sparrs, you're going to kill a turkey with that sucker. I guarantee you that. Or sit on it and catch some bucket full of panfish, or some perch. That's going to work great. So, Robert, what I need you to do is I need you to send me a message to my Facebook, Sean Sparr. If you're not a friend on there, you can add me as a friend. Or just message me right on Sparrs Outdoors on Facebook if you're on that. But message me directly on my own personal account, Robert, so I can get you this chair. Thanks, John. I appreciate it. I really appreciate it. So, yeah, Robert, definitely send me a message so I can get this chair to you as soon as we're off live here. We're gonna pop off. Scroll up and read Thumpham's comment. Too funny. Uh-oh. That's when you got to give a custom away. Out on the boat after Holly has the baby. Yeah.
You know what? The next thing you're going to give away is a shovel.
Shit. Dan, you're digging a pit. Think for you and me. Think for both of us? Damn, Dan. We don't want to take her over to Harson's Island, do we? Oh, let's talk about that for a minute. Holy shit. Let's talk about Harson's Island for a minute. Forgot. Okay, I talked a little bit about it. People are like, what happened to the crappie? They're gone. Nope. There was some there. There was some crappies there. That one day I got 19. My son got 8. We got into a school of them. You know, there's always crappies up in those cuts. The crappies haven't come in fully yet. You give it another couple weeks and you watch what happens. Them crappies are there. They're going to be there. They're going to get heavier. 2 chairs in Chicago might have to hook up with Robert Adams. Hook up with your Robert Adams. Yeah, so yeah. So is Robert Adams, is he from Chicago too? Robert Adams, you from Chicago?
He's going to Chicago.
Oh, he's going to Chicago. Robert Adams is going to Chicago. Okay. Because I thought Robert Adams, I've heard your name. You're on the island. You fish on the island, right? All the information is a win.
Do you not pay attention to people's last names?
No. This is Robert Adams. Robert, it was just right here.
Yeah.
Yes, okay. That's what I thought, Robert. So, my wife's messing me up here. Let me get talking back about Harson's Island. Jeez, Holly, you're digging. I'm gonna get the shovel out, all right. Don't even. Ah, man, I'm digging myself a pit right here, guys. You guys don't understand. I'm digging myself a damn pit. If I don't make it to Harson's Island on Sunday, somebody call the police.
We don't do that around here.
Anyways, the crappies are still to come at Harson's Island. Don't think they're gone. If you want to fish for the crappies that are there, fish up far. Like when you first get on, don't pass them up. That's all I'm going to say. Don't drive past the crappies because they are there. And those of you that know the island know the spots I'm talking about. The crappies are there. Robert Adams, I'll come get you. Don't worry. Yeah, the crappies are there. Now, if you want perch fishing is phenomenal early in the morning. You guys know the perch spot there, so head down there. It was a bluegill spot 3 weeks ago, then the perch moved in and pushed those panfish up, right? Because that's what they do. And I talked about it before. Early in the morning, perch bite the best. And when you get them doing that gill flare, okay, they flip their gills in and out and their red shows. All the perch kind of school together and they're down there. They bend down there. Flip plastics, flip the thumpums out there at them, jig, get aggressive with them, and you will get them. They're getting them on minnows too. Not as much as they are the plastics, so use the 1.75s, okay, or the 1.25s, 1.25s. Even these, the 1 inch, okay. I hammer them on those. Right there. So use a thumpum plastic, and I used a blue ice, the mini split tail that he has, the panfish bait, and I caught some real big jumbo perch on him over there. So get there early, fish for your perch, move on up, fish for your gills in the afternoon, make yourself one hell of a day, a nice bucket. And let's just end this here. I want to thanks everybody for watching and staying on this long, and with me being annoying and my wife wanting to hit me in the back of the head with a shovel because I want to give away a Latham Custom, which probably not going to happen because I don't want to get hit in the back of the head with a shovel. But congratulations to Robert Adams. And you know the bait size is better than my wife. Yeah. Man, I use them, Dan. I use the damn things. You know, hey, that's funny. I messed with Dan the other day. I said, Dan, I need some ice baits. I'm out. So I'm going to have to resort to something else. About 20 minutes later, I looked, I got a message just long on my messenger, and then he calls me, and I'm laughing. I'm laughing so hard. I had all the baits laid out on the counter. I said, wait till I get home. I got to show you what I got left, man. I'm telling you, I need some. I sent him a picture, and I got a ton of them, man. I was really messing with Dan. That was a fun time. That was totally fun. And Dan, I'm going to be giving you a call here in a few minutes. After we get off here, I'm going to show you. I'm going to get a picture of that monkey puke and show you. You're welcome, 70 miles per gallon. Thanks to everybody. You're welcome too, Pete. Thanks everybody for watching. Denise, we used thumpum plastic. Wow. We used thumpum plastics. Thumpum soft plastics, the green one. Denise, are you the one that was on the island that when my son gave you the thumpums the other day? Was that you? Before we get off here? Denise was no, it wasn't you. Okay, all right. Yeah, Thumpum Plastics work great. Either way, I want to thank everybody for and Denise, don't give up. Just keep watching, keep sharing my content. You're welcome, Robert. I'll get this chair to you soon as possible if you're local. Pete, yours is still coming. Either way, thanks again for watching. And Denise, don't give up. That was Katie yesterday. Okay, so if Katie's on here, how you doing? I'm glad my son could help you out. It was awesome seeing you, seeing my son give some of those thumbs to you to help your success. That was amazing. That was a great thing he did, and it was a very professional manner that he acted in, and I was very proud of my son for that. It's good to know when you bring up your boys, even though in the fights and arguments I have with my 19-year-old twin boys, they still respect me and they show a lot of respect to people when they're out there on the water, and that means a lot to me too. So anyways, thanks everybody for watching. Share my content. I'm going to start doing the giveaways again by the person who's gonna, and I've got some big stuff to give away too. I'm not going to tell you what it is right now, but when that big stuff comes up, you guys are going to want to be able to win this. Thank you. I do feel blessed. Share my content, get the word out there. Tell people to come subscribe to my channel, watch my videos all the way through to help my watch hours go up. So just like my videos, share my content, and keep my channel growing, and you could be the next winner. Yeah, Dan, I'm very proud. That was awesome what he did. A lot of guys, thanks, Pat. A lot of guys are saying I have the best channel on YouTube, and I'd like to feel that way too. And I do feel pretty proud of myself. It's blew up quick. It's took off fast. I actually got a message one day that mine is one of the fastest growing channels in the outdoor world that has happened in Michigan. So that was a good thing. When they say one of, I don't know how many there actually is, but that's something for YouTube. That was awesome. That was awesome to even hear that. So thank you guys all. Thanks for watching. Thanks for being here. And like I said, go to Sparrs Outdoors on Facebook. You can get my merch there. Nick's jigs are going to be available there. The banger hand-tied jigs. You can also see my sponsors post their stuff on there. Thumpum, John Latham, all of them. All my sponsors. Fat Dog Outdoors, Buck Scent Pads. They all post stuff on my Sparrs Outdoors page. So go check that out. Add yourself to it, and I'll accept your request to join the page. But congratulations, Robert, on the chair. Thanks everybody for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed. There's a video coming up. I'm going to do a whole video on crappie. It's going to be called, and John Latham gave me this idea, The Art of Crappie Fishing. That's what it's going to be called. But I got a couple videos I got to post first. I got one of the island, and then I got that outdoor rama video. It's a long video, but it's a fun one. You're going to want to watch it and not miss some of them great big bucks that them guys brought in. So thanks everybody again for watching Sparrs Outdoors. And I can't thank you guys enough, man. Thanks again.